What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Crewman. This is episode number 45, and well, we're coming off the back of a winless episode in the horrible month of December, the nightmare before Christmas, we're calling it, because it is just a horrendous month of fixtures. Man City, Man United, Bayer Leverkusen, Chelsea, Liverpool, a cup quarter final, and Crystal Palace and West Brom in there as well. We lost in the last episode away at Stamford Bridge and away at Anfield, and then drew disappointingly at home to Crystal Palace in between those fixtures as well. As we're sat in 16th, one game away from the halfway point of the season, just not good enough. We need to try and turn around this form. January looks like a more favourable month for fixtures, but we cannot rely on our opponents. We have to turn it around ourselves. But before the league, we will go into a cup quarter final against Aston Villa, a team that we knocked out of the FA Cup last season. And we're aiming to reach at the stage that we reached last season. We got to the semi-finals before we lost the eventual winners, Leeds. They overcame a 3-2 first leg deficit to beat us at the City Ground. Hopefully we can reach the semi-finals again for the Carabao Cup. We're doing well in the FA Cup as well. We do quite well in the cup competitions, bar the first season where we got knocked out in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup to Brighton, and the fifth round in probably what was our most shocking defeat at the save, losing to League 2 Northampton in the FA Cup fifth round. Last season we made the semis in one and the final in the other. We go in strong in both competitions this season. It would be nice to bring home that first piece of silverware in this save. Well, going into this game, Villa would take an early 1-0 lead. We have just been pretty poor defensively this season, struggling to keep any clean sheets. I think we've maybe kept 2 or 3 at most in all competitions. Anderson Talisca would get us level though with a strong header. Brennan Johnson was on it today. He had so many shots. The keeper was denying him time and time again. Twice you've seen there in the first half. And then into injury time in the first half, Viktor Sayankov, the Ukrainian, would give us a 2-1 lead. He's been on a bit of a scoring streak recently, which is nice to see, grabbing a couple goals, and he gives us a 2-1 lead. And then 10 minutes into the second half, ball gets flicked on, and Alexis Vega, who's playing in one of his last couple games for the side before he joins Real Madrid in January, his shot is saved by Walter. It would be nice to get him a goal before he leaves. We've got this fixture and then West Brom in the league before we turn into the January transfer window for 2025. Anyway, he was denied. Then we would make it 3-1, just a few minutes to go. Vega would get his goal. Nice to see this. Alexis Vega, potentially his last goal for the club in the 86th minute, I think it was, to kill off the game. Not sure what the camera's doing here outside the stadium, but Vega gets his standing ovation. It was a bit, after we confirmed his move to Real Madrid, he got a bit less game time. Talisca came in and played more instead of him, but I do like Vega. I think the Mexican's been a class player for us. Picked him up on a free, sold him to Real Madrid for, I think it was about 40 million, so nice profit there, and he'll get a chance to play at the Bernabeu in one of the most famous teams in football, so I wish him the best. But he has got one more game before then, and that is West Brom. Anyway, that would be the end of that game. 3-1 victory, coming back from a goal down to win, knock out the villains, and we are through to the semi-finals where we will face Crystal Palace. I'll tell you what, our cup luck is quite good. I'll be honest, we have hardly faced one of the top sides until a final. Last season, we reached the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup and we played Leeds, who did knock us out. They did beat Liverpool in the final. Last season in the FA Cup, we reached the semi-finals, beat Tottenham, and then got beat by Man City in the final. What a great opportunity this is to reach another domestic final. 2 legs against Crystal Palace, and we could be through to the Carabao Cup final, and Man United and Arsenal in the other leg, so we definitely avoided one of the bigger teams there. Palace overturned Man City on penalties to reach the semi-final, so who knows? We've got a very good chance of reaching another cup final. We're yet to bring back a piece of silverware to the City Ground. Hopefully we can do that this save. Well, going into the next game of the episode, it would be West Brom, who, as you can see there, have the worst away record in the league. 2 draws from 8 games, 6 defeats. They have yet to win a game this season. We're at almost the halfway mark, and them and Brighton have not won a game this season. That is outrageous. So this should have been a banker. West Brom sitting bottom. We are 16th. Hopefully a confidence boost, but we said Tsaryankov was on a bit of a scoring streak. He opens the scoring very early on and then turns provider as he crosses in for a Wonyi, who heads in our second of the game to give us an early 2-0 lead against the Baggies. The visiting side would have a couple of chances here, intercepting Maguire, and then Henderson would have to make a good save. The ball gets recycled about, and then Henderson makes another smart save just before half-time. So, yeah, keeping the score at 2-0, and then a nice 1-2 between Farmer and Lopez. Farmer's shot is saved, and then West Brom doing something that we've seen only a couple times in the save, making a sub before half-time. The Baggies manager clearly not happy with what he's seeing. Well, it wouldn't help. We would go 3-1 up 9 minutes before the half. Taiwo Wonyi with the second header of the game, and we lead 3-0 in what was a very, very comfortable afternoon out. We tend to seem to batter the newly promoted sides. I don't know what it is. I think last season against, who was it that came up? Burnley, Sheffield United and Watford, I think it was. I think we scored like a combined 20 goals in those 6 games. Absolutely battered them all. Taiwo gets his hat-trick. Alexis Vega gets subbed on for his final 15 minutes in a Nottingham Forest shirt before he's off to La Liga. Glad that I could give him a send-off before he goes. Taiwo would get his 4th and our 5th of the game. 4 goals for Taiwo now. I think that puts him on 12 for the season, so that will definitely boost his Golden Boot chances. He's had a bit of a rough season, missing a lot of chances and hitting the woodwork as well, but it looks like his scoring boots are back, hopefully, scoring for today against the Baggies. The clean sheet would go. Very frustrated with this. It was a nice finish from Dyke, actually, on the volley. A lovely finish to put it past Henderson and deny us that, just our 3rd clean sheet of the league season. Brennan Johnson would hit the bar in injury time before the final whistle would go, and that would be a 5-1 victory, our biggest win of the season, and definitely a confidence boosted one to round off what was a very tough month in December. I think the 6 league games we finished with 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats, and considering we had the opponents like City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, I think I'll take that. I think I'll take 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. It's not bad. 4 games unbeaten out of 6 is pretty decent. But the Palace game at home, I was very disappointed at the draw. That was definitely one we should have won. But anyway, at the halfway point of the season, 19 games in, we are sat in 15th on 21 points. Only 5 wins in the first half of the campaign. Not good enough, but I will try my best to turn this around. I feel like we're turning a corner slightly. I know we obviously lost, to Chelsea and Liverpool in this month, but I think the performances are getting better. So let's see what the new year of 2025 can bring. As a bunch of players leave on loan for the season, and of course Alexis Vega has his move to Real Madrid confirmed. Alexis, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for your service. You've been incredible. Wishing you all the best in Spain. And Alexander Isak as well, he's returning to training. He won't be fit just yet, but that is massive for us as well. We've been missing the Swede for a few months. He is back, hopefully, very soon. And then we see the budget. We have 73 million, and I want to get a replacement for Vega. Talisca has just not been doing it. And so I had my eye on this guy, Nico Williams, once of Bilbao. The Spanish winger is now at Aston Villa, who he's only featured in half their games this season. And Villa are in the relegation zone. They're sat in 18th. So this kid can be special. 82 rated, 22 years old. He is rapid. He is just a very good player who I think can grow even more. And I think even though those positions are technically cam positions, I think wingers perform better in those positions. Tsaryankov has been brilliant for us. Farmer has been good. He is a cam, I guess. But I just really wanted to bring in a replacement for Vega and someone to come in ahead of Talisca. And Nico Williams would be joining the club. I think we got him for 32 million, 8 million below valuation. And for those of you that obviously will know the team, this is our second Nico Williams of the squad. Alongside the Spaniard who we're bringing in is the Welsh right back, Nico Williams, the former Liverpool fullback. And not only will we have 2 Nico Williams in the squad, we'll have 2 Nico Williams down the right side. So I'm looking forward to them linking up. I'm honestly very happy with the signing. I had my eye on a few different players. Michael Elise for Palace was another one, but I just feel like Williams is just a really quality winger, and I think he can add some good attacking prowess to this club. Talisca's had his moments, but I just don't think he's been up there, and especially with Vega going now, I need cover in that position, and we need to bring in some quality if we're going to move up the league. So in comes Nico Williams, very happy with this signing. We give him the number 10 shirt as well. We also convert him to, well, we set him on a plan to make him an inverted, a wide midfielder. I want to get those shooting stats up. His weak foot will go up to a 5-star as well. We know how important our wingers are. So yeah, we'll be inverting him. I think that took about 17 weeks, so it won't be anytime soon that's happening. And then I wanted to bring in some cover in midfield. Obviously, Calvin Phillips out injured. Ryan Yates is being that holding midfielder, and I just wanted a bit more cover. Ivan Rakitic was on the market for as a free agent, so we brought in the Croatian on a year contract. I wish that you could sign players for 6-month contracts in January. So like, I wish I could just sign him till the end of the season, but we have to give him a year contract, and just as a bit of cover. And in hindsight, I think he wasn't the right player to bring in. I think we should have brought in a more defensive minded player. But I brought in Rakitic, and yeah, Ivan signed a 1-year deal with the 36-year-old just to add a bit of cover to that central midfield position. Anyway, going into the third and final game of the episode, it is Everton, the Toffees. And like we said, we would give Nico Williams his debut. He comes in for Talisca, as the Toffees also give a debut to Almeida in midfield. Everton a few places and a few points above us, but a win here with a certain goal swing would see us move above the Toffees and start the month of January well. Well, it would be a great start. Nico Williams involved straight away, linking up with the other Nico Williams, the Welshman to the Spaniard. He finds Brereton Diaz in the midfield, and the Chilean makes it 1-0 to us very early doors, and 20 minutes in, Nico Williams has his debut assist. Absolutely love that. 9 minutes before the half, Everton had a golden chance to equalise here. Rarely does the AI put this sort of chance wide, but the former Wolves striker smashes it just wide of the far post. Going into the second half, Nico Williams almost gets a debut goal to add to his debut assist. His shot is saved though, and then the two Williams link up before Brereton Diaz gets his second of the game. A really nice one-time finish on his weaker foot. I was about to sub him off, but he popped up with a second goal, so I've left him on the pitch. And then with 7 minutes to go, Tanguy Ndombele finds Talisca out wide, the two substitutes. He finds Brereton Diaz, who finds the on-rushing midfielder, and the Frenchman Ndombele makes it 2 goals against Everton in 2 games. He scored at Goodison Park way back, I think it was about October or November, and then he hasn't scored since, and then he bags again here, Tanguy, his second goal of the season, both coming against Everton, and we would lead 3-0. And that would be it for the game. A really, really strong start to this calendar year. I really want to turn around this second half of the season. This was our 20th game. This is the first game of the second half of the season. I am on a mission to bring Forest into the European places again. We have to finish in the European places. Otherwise, I think my job is going to be under threat. That midfield is so tightly packed, but just a few wins. If we can string together a run, I think we can boost our positions up the league. And it's also another clean sheet as well, just our third of the season. A very, very good start to the year. As you see there, Syankov, assist leader in the Premier League right now. The Ukrainian has been impressive, especially recently, getting on the score sheet as well. Renan Lodi, he did pick up a slight injury. Luckily, it was only for 5 days. And then Aston Villa come in for Omar Richards. We do have 3 left backs, Lodi, Perot and Richards, but Richards is the lowest rated, but I think I'd actually rather sell Perot. I'm not going to put him up for transfer, but if someone comes in for a bid for him this month, I probably will accept it, because I think I prefer Richards over Perot. Richards is a rating lower, but he is also younger, and I just notice Richards more than Perot. So if someone comes in for Perot, I probably will accept the offer. But as we look at the table here, 20 games in, the first game of the second half of the season, we are in 13th. We jump above Everton on goal difference because we had a 3-goal swing against the Toffees, and now we are looking up the table. hopefully this is the start of a better half of the season. But that'll be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed episode 45. If you did, drop it a like, and I'll catch you in episode 46 very soon.